Amara and Chinedu had always known that their love was extraordinary. They met under the bamboo tree in their small village, a place where many young hearts found companionship. Chinedu, the son of a proud but humble farmer, had always admired Amara's radiant smile and sharp wit. Amara, the only daughter of wealthy Nnadi family, was drawn to Chinedu's humility and determination. Their bond was undeniable, yet they both knew the road ahead would not be easy. Amara's family, known for their opulence, had a reputation for demanding extravagant bride prices. To them, their daughter's hand in marriage was a treasure beyond compare, deserving of only the most lavish offerings. Chinedu's family, though respected, lived modestly and could never afford such excesses. When Chinedu proposed to Amara beneath the same tree where they first met, they both knew that the love alone might not suffice to bridge the chasm between their families. The Nnadi's family expectations were set high. When Amara brought Chinedu home to formally declare their intentions, her father, Chief Nnadi, welcomed them with a feast. But the warmth quickly cooled when discussion turned to the bride price. Chief Nnadi's list of demands was staggering: 10 cows, 50 yam tubers, crate of wine, a chest filled with gold. It was a display of wealth and tradition that left Chinedu's family in shock. Is love not enough? Chinedu's father, Obi, asked as he looked across the table at Chief Nnadi. But the chief's reply was resolute. Tradition must be upheld. Amara watched in silence, her heart torn between her family's expectation and the love she shared with Chinedu. In that moment, she realized the battle ahead would test their commitments like never before. The aftermath of the meeting left both families reeling. In the Obi household, the atmosphere was heavy with frustration and despair. Chinedu's father paced the room, muttering about the unfairness of it all. How can one family demand so much for love? He grumbled, his hand clenched into fist. Chinedu's mother, Ada, tried to soothe him, but even she knew the meeting the Nnadi's family demand was impossible. Meanwhile, in the Nnadi mansion, Chief Nnadi's decision has sparked its own tension. Amara's mother, Ezinne, expressed concern over their daughter's happiness. Are we not driving her away with these demands? She asked. But the chief dismissed her worries. Our daughter is a prize. She deserves the best, he insisted. Amara felt trapped between the two worlds. That evening, she snuck out to meet Chinedu by the bamboo tree. Under the moonlight sky, they discussed their next move. We can't let them tear us apart, Chinedu said, holding her hand tightly. Amara nodded. We have to find a way to make them see that our love is worth more than any bride price. Desperate for a resolution, Chinedu's father called upon the village elders to mediate. The elders, known for their wisdom and impartiality, gathered under the ancient Iroko tree. Chief Nnadi and Obi presented their cases, each arguing passionately for their perspective. The elders listened carefully, stroking their long gray beards. Finally, the oldest among them, Elder Okeke, spoke. Tradition is the backbone of our culture. but it should not be a chain that binds us. If love is true, should we not find a way to honor it without dishonoring ourselves? Its words resonate with many, but Chief Nnadi remained firm. A bride price is a symbol of respect. If it diminished, so is the value of our daughter, he argued. The meeting ended without a resolution, leaving the young couple disheartened but not defeated. They realized that if their families could not compromise, they would have to forge their own path. In the days that followed, Chinedu and Amara began to hatch a plan. They knew that open defiance would only deepen the rift between their family. So they decided to seek allies who might support their cause. Amara approached her mother, Ezinne, hoping to sway her with heartfelt appeal. "Mama, don't you see? This bride price is not just about tradition. It's tearing us apart," she pleaded. Ezinne's eyes softened, but she looked away. "It is not so simple, my daughter. Your father's pride is at stake, and our family's honor is tied to these customs. But I will pray for guidance." Though Ezinne's response was cautious, it gave Amara a glimmer of hope. Meanwhile, Chinedu's effort focused on rallying support from the village youth. He spoke passionately about the need to challenge outdated traditions. Our generation must show that love can triumph over material demands, he declared at the gathering beneath the bamboo tree. His words resonated with many, and a small group of supporters began to form. As their allies grew, Amara and Chinedu felt a renewed sense of purpose. They knew the road ahead would be fraught with challenges, but they were determined to prove that their love was worth fighting for, even if it meant reshaping the very tradition that sought to keep them apart. The growing whisper of rebellion began to stir the elders once more. News of Chinedu and Amara defiance had spread across the village, reaching the ears of Elder Okeke. While many elders had hoped that the couple's favor would fade, the opposite had occurred. Their unity had inspired others to question the old ways. "The youth are restless," said Elder Carlo during a secret elders meeting. "This is not just about the bride price, it's about the future of our custom." Elder Okeke remained thoughtful. "Perhaps it is time we listen. Every tradition must evolve, or it risks withering away like an untended crop." He proposed a community meeting to openly discuss the matter, much to the reluctance of his peers. Meanwhile, Chief Nnadi grew uneasy. The once ironclad support of his community began to waver as villagers debated the fairness of his demand. "You must remain firm," Ezinne warned him, though doubt flickered in her voice. "If we yield now, what will people think of us?" For Amara and Chinedu, the winds of change were both hopeful and daunting. Their growing support emboldened them, but they knew that uniting the entire village would require more than words. It would take courage, sacrifice, and a willingness to risk everything for the love they believed in. The day of the community meeting arrived, and the village square was abuzz with anticipation. Men, women, and children gathered beneath the expansive shade of the Iroko tree, their faces a mix of curiosity and apprehension. Elder Okeke stood at the center, flanked by Chief Nnadi and Obi. The air was thick with tension as the meeting began. We have gathered here to discuss a matter that weighs heavily on us all. Elder Okeke began, his voice steady and resonant. Tradition is our identity, but we must ask ourselves, at what cost? Are we willing to sacrifice the happiness of children for custom that no longer serve us? Chief Nnadi's expression darkened, but he remained silent as murmur rippled through the crowd. Villagers began to share their thoughts, some defending the bride price as a symbol of respect, while others questioned its fairness in modern times. Chinedu stepped forward, his voice filled with passion. We are not asking to abandon tradition. We are asking to adapt it so that it brings us together instead of tearing us apart. His words were met with scattered applause, and he felt a surge of hope. Amara's turn came, and she spoke with a quiet strength that captivated the crowd. Love should not be weighed on a scale of goats and cows. It is the foundation of a family, and a family is the foundation of a community. If we destroy love, what future do we have? Her words seemed to strike a chord, and the murmurs grew louder, transforming into a heated debate. Elder Okeke raised his hand for silence. We will not resolve this today, but this discussion is a beginning. Change is not easy, but it is often necessary. As the meeting dispersed, Amara and Chinedu felt a mix of relief and uncertainty. They had ignited a spark, but only time would tell if it would grow into a flame that could light the path forward. In the weeks following the community meeting, the village remained divided. Some families began to openly discuss reducing bride price for their daughters, while others clung steadfastly to tradition. Chief Nnadi, feeling his authority slipping, intensified his resolve. He summoned Amara to his study one evening, his tone harsh and unyielding. You are embarrassing this family, he began, pacing back and forth. What legacy will I leave if I'm remembered as the man who let his daughter marry for nothing? Amara stood her ground. Father, is your legacy worth more than my happiness? You raised me to value integrity and love. Why does it matter if Chinedu cannot meet your demands? He is a good man, and that should be enough. Her words stung, but Chief Nnadi refused to relent. Amara left the study with tears in her eyes, but a heart full of resolve. She knew the battle for their love was far from over, but she also knew that every moment of defiance brought them closer to change. Amara and Chinedu, now fully aware of the stake, decided to take a bold step. They approached the local radio station, known for its weekly community discussion program, convincing the host to let them share their story. They went on air to speak about their struggles and the need for a shift in cultural practices. Their message resonated beyond the village. Listeners from neighboring communities called in to express support, sharing similar experiences and frustrations. The program sparked a wider debate, with many questioning the relevance of extravagant bride price in modern times. Chief Nnadi, upon hearing of the broadcast, was livid. You have humiliated me before the entire region, he thundered at Amara. But this time, his anger was met with resistance not only from her, but also from Ezinne, who had begun to see the truth in their daughter's words. Perhaps it is time we reconsider our ways, she said softly, planting the first seed of doubt in her husband's mind. The momentum from the radio's broadcast brought unexpected allies to Chinedu and Amara's cause. A group of progressive elders from neighboring villages reached out, offering to mediate the conflict. They argued that while traditions were important, they should evolve to reflect the realities of the present. However, opposition also grew. A faction of conservative elders and influential families began to organize against the couple, accusing them of undermining their culture. Tensions ran high, and it seemed as though the village was on the brink of a deeper conflict. Elder Okeke, sensing the urgency of the situation, called for another meeting, this time inviting the progressive elders from neighboring villages. We must find common ground before this divide tears us apart, he said, his voice heavy with concern. The second community meeting was unlike any before. Representatives from various villages gathered, each bringing their perspective on the issue. The debate was fierce, with voices raised in both anger and passion. But as the hours wore on, a common theme emerged: the need for balance. Elder Okeke proposed a compromise. Let the bride price be a token, a symbol of respect rather than a burden. Let love and unity guide our actions, not wealth. His words were met with cautious applause, and for the first time, Chief Nnadi seemed to waver. Amara and Chinedu spoke last. Their heartfelt plea for understanding moved many to tears. We do not seek to destroy traditions, Chinedu said. We seek to preserve its essence while ensuring that it uplifts rather than divides. After much deliberation, the elders reached a consensus. The bride price would be symbolic, a modest gesture that honored tradition without imposing undue hardship. The decision marked a turning point not only for Amara and Chinedu, but for the entire region. Chief Nnadi, though reluctant, accepted the compromise. Perhaps this is the way forward, he said quietly to Ezinne. Our daughter's happiness is worth more than my pride. The village celebrated the union of Amara and Chinedu with joy and renewed hope. Their love had not only triumphed, but also ushered in a new era of understanding and unity. Beneath the bamboo tree where their journey began, they pledged to continue fighting for love and justice in all its forms. Years later, the story of Amara and Chinedu became a legend, inspiring countless couples to stand up for their love. The bamboo tree became a symbol of unity and resilience, a reminder that tradition, when tampered with compassion and reason, would evolve into something even more beautiful. The village thrived under its newfound harmony, and the once divisive bride price became a cherished symbol of respect rather than a source of conflict. Amara and Chinedu's children grew up knowing their parents' love had changed not just their lives, but the lives of many. And so, under the shade of the bamboo tree, the seed of change continued to grow, carried by the winds of progress and enduring power of love. And so, my besties, here comes to the end of our tales today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you do so, please comment down below what stood out for you in this story. And don't forget to like share, and subscribe to this channel for more educative and entertainment tales like this. And I will see you another time. Bye. I love you and God bless you.